Hey guys, this is Mystic Vegeta and this is my review of Naruto 608. The chapter on itself was pretty good to me. The title or the chapter is called Kakashi's Decision, which pretty much explains the chapter. Kakashi has been in a trance these last few chapters when he found out Toby is Obito, his long lost teammate who was supposed to be dead, for those who didn't know yet. And in this chapter, he finally decides to fight Obito seriously. It starts off with Obito using his Mangekyo to send a lot of shuriken towards Kakashi, who then summons his earth wall with the dogs on it to counter it. But Obito kind of jumps towards him and he uses his ability to slide through objects, takes one of the shurikens he was throwing and seriously injures Kakashi's leg. And the only thing Obito is saying throughout this chapter is that Kakashi is just trash. That kind of annoyed me actually, because the only flashback we are getting in this chapter is Kakashi reminiscing about Obito's words. About those who don't follow the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are even more than scum, or even worse than scum. And Kakashi actually sees Obito as one of his heroes. And he's trying to get that clear to Obito, but Obito is totally up into Madara's Moon's Eye plan. But I doubt it's Madara's original plan, but just like Obito mindfucked Nagato, I think Madara pretty much mindfucked Obito, and that Madara's intentions lie way beyond just controlling the world with one big genjutsu. And that this chapter is pretty much Kakashi and Obito fighting. Kakashi gets his ass kicked, pretty much. But there's one thing in this chapter which I really don't understand, because Obito uses his eye to transport Kakashi to the other dimension, and that's where he gets the flashback of Obito's words. And suddenly, because if you think with me, Kakashi used his Mangekyo in this battle so many times. He used it to transport techniques to the other dimension, to hit Obito when he was still Toby. Next, he sends Naruto's Kage Bunshin to the other dimension, and he falls down totally exhausted. And in this chapter, and that's what bugged me, he is suddenly able to transport himself from the dimension, or the other dimension, back to the battlefield. I had no idea Kakashi could do that, but crazy things have happened during this fight, so yeah, I suppose it's possible, because Obito replies, "Oh, you have the same eye." But aside of that, it hit me out of the blue, because I had no idea he could do that. Then we see Naruto in full Biju mode, still fighting the wooden dragon Madara summoned, and it's draining his chakra, and it kind of attaches itself to the Eight-Tails and Ant guy, who is still covered in blood. And in a few chapters ago, we saw Obito stating to Kakashi that the reason he's doing this is because he let Rin die. And in this chapter, Kakashi asks Obito if this whole cooperation with Madara is related to Rin. And before he mentions the name Rin, Obito's face is like really sad, as if full of regret. But when the name Rin comes up, he gets this evil glare, and he smashes his knee right into Kakashi's face, which was really an epic panel. And from that moment on, Obito takes two big shurikens and scissors Kakashi's chest like that, which is totally awesome if you ask me, because this is a war. We want to see blood. I mean, war means blood. And it also means people get killed. The last thing I just mentioned is something that disappointed me throughout this war, because nobody really died on the Naruto side, to call it like that. None of his friends have died yet. And I know some people will agree with me that some of them should have died. I mean, there were a lot of opportunities Kishi could let a main character die, which would have been great for the progression of Naruto, because when Jiraiya died, he learned to cope with the pain of loss. Then he got up fighting Nagato, which explained the definition of pain, which Naruto wasn't aware of yet. So, with all of that progress he has made, I really think someone close to him should die, but we can safely assume that Tsunade is next in line to disappear out of the story, since her body has been cut in half. But on to the chapter. It's actually Kakashi regretting he couldn't keep the promise he made to Obito about protecting Rin, and he admits that he's trash, and he tries to talk Obito. He tries to talk more sense into Obito by saying that he's one of the Leaf's heroes and that he shouldn't become trash like he is. But Obito just ignores it, and he's so brainwashed that he's just getting on with it. And when Naruto sees that Kakashi is pretty much in a tight spot, he breaks away from Madara's wooden dragon, which at that moment has also summoned his Susanoo, which he is about to use to stab the A-Tails, and at the same time Obito is trying to deliver the final blow to Kakashi with one of his shuriken. So Naruto uses a Kage Bunshin and blocks off both attacks, saying he is no trash and he never will be trash. So that kind of inspires Kakashi back to the awesome shinobi he actually is, when he's not this traumatized. Personally, I believe Kakashi is one of the most awesome shinobi in the story, especially with his past being revealed little by little during this fight. And Naruto states, "I won't let you kill my friends," which is the same thing Kakashi said to Team 7 in the first series, when they were off to that Naruto, which is now the Naruto Bridge. And Kakashi told his team, "I won't let anyone on my team die." Or the translation says, "I won't let anyone kill my friends." So Kakashi states that those were Obito's words, and he uses his Raikiri to block Obito, who is about to use the same shuriken to hit Naruto. And at the same time, Guy uses his Daytime Tiger to block off Madara's Susanoo, which in this panel looks pretty epic. And the chapter ends with Kakashi saying, "What I can do now is to protect Naruto, so what you left to me in the past is still here." That's pretty much the chapter. Let me hear your thought on this. I thought personally this chapter was great. Good lineup, good setting, epic battle, and the conversations were pretty much in-depth. And that's what I love. I love a storyline. So, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. See you later.